What's up everyone, welcome back to yet another video. In today's video, we're going to be going over Aerodrome Finance, where we see this going in the near future. Again, we're basing this off of similar coins, as well as its performance, and estimating that base is going to be a big narrative this cycle. So there will be no TA for those long-term alt season price predictions, but we will have TA for kind of some short-term price action, just to kind of give you guys an idea if you're looking for an entry where I see this potentially going. So with that in mind, let's get into it and cover, first of all, what Aerodrome is doing price action wise. First, we're currently at around, I believe, $2 or something like that. And we have been holding up some really nice levels, which is awesome. $2.04. And so what I see happening with Aerodrome Finance, I see us potentially retesting that support level of around $1.80 to $1.70, if you take a look at that, and then maybe retesting or showing some resistance levels there at that $2.30 range. And so we could either break out of that resistance depending on how things go, or we could just stay and retest that support level. It'll honestly just be interesting to see what happens here. So I'm excited to see what happens short term, but that kind of gives you just an idea of what could happen. I see a potential push to $2.30, maybe some drawdown to a support level of $1.70, $1.85. So there's a little bit of TA for you guys, just kind of going over some short-term price action. If you look at support and resistance levels, pretty easy metric to talk about, but we're going to be talking specifically about where I see Aerodrome going peak alt season based off some new information we've actually learned about. So one tweet we have here is from Wagme Alexander, and he basically talks about one thing that Aerodrome is doing in terms of volume. So with 24-hour volume of Aerodrome, it's currently at around $1.54 billion. This was actually yesterday, of 24-hour volume, which if you contrast that to Uniswap's 24-hour volume, Uniswap's is 1.24 billion. So it's already ahead of Uniswap's volume. But the more interesting part of it all is the fact that Aerodrome is almost outpacing Uniswap's all-time high volume, which is absolutely insane. Just to show you that this coin does have a lot of potential, especially comparing this to what Uniswap was able to do. And I always like to bring that up. We've always compared Uniswap or Aerodrome to Uniswap just because their functionalities do lie in similar fields, being DeFi, in terms of TVL as well. So there's a lot of different metrics that Aerodrome is absolutely crushing Uniswap from. And you have to understand that Aerodrome specifically only deals with base, while Uniswap deals with other networks as well, such as Ethereum, mainly Ethereum network. So definitely awesome to see there. It will really be interesting to see what happens as things progress and as more users start onboarding to base, to see how much disparity in the numbers is actually going to happen, because I do honestly feel that there could be more market disparity coming soon in terms of TVL with Uniswap and Aerodrome. I feel like Aerodrome's going to continue to go way higher than Uniswap is. And again, one thing I love to do is I love to check what Aerodrome would be in terms of it being Uniswap's new or current all-time high, and then what it is compared to what Uniswap's current market cap is. So right now, with Aero just matching Uniswap's current all-time high, or current market cap, it'd be a $14 token. So it's currently around $2, so it'd be around a 7x from here, including inflation as well, because that seems to be a big problem. It realistically is not too big of a problem with a coin like this. It has had its impact, but in our time frame of now till spring, I don't see it being too big of an issue. It's more market cap we're worried about rather than price. So again, with that in mind, $14 right there if we are able to match Uniswap's current market cap. And of course, we're going over all these metrics that Aerodrome is outpacing Uniswap in. And again, we talked about this before when Aerodrome was literally making more in revenue than Uniswap or Ethereum itself was. And again, with Aerodrome, 100% of all liquidity rewards, I believe, go out to the holders, which is amazing. And so, and people who are actually staking and participating in the Aerodrome system. So with that in mind, with Aerodrome potentially reaching Uniswap's all-time high, that could be a $32 token, which is absolutely crazy. If Aerodrome hits $32 from here, that'd be around a 16x from here if we're simply comparing it to that of Uniswap. And again, my case still lies in the fact that we're doing more numbers than Uniswap in certain aspects, specifically TVL. And so there's a bunch of different aspects as well that I really like to see come from Aerodrome and the support it has. I mean, look at someone like Jesse Pollock. Now, of course, he is an advocate for Base because he's part of, you know, the Base ecosystem in terms of paving the way to onboard a lot of users. But at the end of the day, there is really a lot of show from it. And especially look at Velodrome. Velodrome has been pumping nicely. And the reason is because Velodrome has been being used as well. So Velodrome being the sister token of Aerodrome, both of these go hand in hand and really just work out very well to give us a nice balance in the DeFi space. And again, Aerodrome just continues to crush it on all levels. A lot of things are used on Aerodrome. There's tons of different functionalities for it. Really love to see it. Just from being someone who's literally been in Aerodrome since it released, like 2 weeks after release, it's crazy to see where it's gone now. And again, if we compare this to a similar token that is not Uniswap, being PancakeSwap, which we compared Alien Base to, with PancakeSwap's all-time high, Aerodrome would reach a $10 token. So if for some reason you feel that chasing after, you know, Uniswap's all-time high is a far-fetched goal, chasing after PancakeSwap's all-time high could actually be a possibility if we are able to see a alt season come through. And this would place us at a $10 token, so around a 4.7 to a 5x from here. So really interesting to see here. Everything Aerodrome's been doing, it's almost back to its previous all-time high that it hit in March, April, May, whatever it was in spring at $2.30. It's almost back up to that point. And who knows what will happen from there. I think once we get this Base alt season going, this coin is going to skyrocket. It's always been the token of Base. Base doesn't plan on releasing their own token. So again, just another video to show how much conviction I have with this project, doing some little updates on it. And I guess if you had to say, or if you had to ask me where I plan to be out of Aerodrome, as I do plan to re-enter around these levels, specifically, we'll see if we retest support. If not, I'll just enter in now. Realistically, I plan to throw a decent amount into it again, but I'm hoping to at least see a $5 to $10 arrow. Now, that might seem very low, and I know a lot of people have said that before, but I like to be conservative. You guys have to understand that none of this is promised, and I'm sure you guys do. But a lot of inexperienced investors, this is more who I'm addressing to, there's nothing wrong with that, like to go ahead and shoot for insane predictions on coins where, you know, if you look at the statistics of only around 10 to 5% of people in crypto in like an alt season are actually walking away with profits. So it's important to either just take your initial out, you know, along the way, then take some profits out. And then if you really want to shoot for those high numbers, just leave a moon bag in there, but don't hold and expect a $30 arrow to come. I believe that there is a possibility for that to happen. Don't get me wrong, but I would not place all my cards on that, if that makes sense. I think $5 to $10 is very achievable, hence why I'm looking for those numbers. And I really would, of course, would love anything else higher, but again, this is about capital preservation. You can be more aggressive, but I've gotten to a point now where I'm kind of scaling back, looking for safe moves to just exponentially level up my game in any way I can possible. So with that in mind, it's all up to you at the end of the day. Again, none of what I just said is all financial advice. This is all just my personal opinion on what I'm doing, where I think Aerodrome is going, just to preface that. So with all that being said, I hope you guys liked the video, and I'll see you tomorrow.